G'day.
Welcome to take one.
Will it feel safe and secure? Ha. Yeah, the way, especially if you're a kid nowadays.
Yeah.
The whole George Pell thing.
Yes.
I don't know how churches can do that. Covering up child abuse, and they're actually still defending. That's what gets me.
Yes. Yes, they're trying to appeal the case, aren't they? There isn't much justice in the world, though, is there?
No. Actually, I came across something last year, actually, to do with the witnesses in America. Apparently, you guys spent $2 million to avoid handing over a database in America of suspected and known or admitted child rapists. I mean, it's a court order. I mean, apparently, during a court case, the lawyer for the society actually mentioned it, and the Watchtowers paid out $4,000 a day for like 2 years in sanction, just so they wouldn't have to hand over the court-ordered database. Don't know what happened with it, but yeah.
I've never heard of anything like that.
Yeah, it's but that actually, you can actually find the court documents actually that mention it. But yeah, I mean, there's been a few things. So I've been wary of all kinds of religions.
Oh yes.
I mean,
the thing is, every organisation has still men involved in it, you know, so humans aren't perfect, are we?
no, but I mean, I have an interest in all kinds of religions, and I've got a particular passion for to do with child abuse. And so, you know, I look it up online and that. Some of the stuff I've come across.
It's pretty horrible.
Yeah, but it's, I mean...
If someone was, you know, convicted of child abuse...
Have you heard about the ARC in 2015? The Australian Royal Commission.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 1006 reported pedophiles, or accused or reported and recorded pedophiles or sexual abusers in the Australian congregation since 1950. 65 years. Not one was reported to the police.
Yeah. Back out in those days, they didn't used to report them, but as soon as it was sort of come out that that's the sort of thing that should be done, they do report them. So everything like that is reported. But
the latest elders book said I look at everything, so I've got a passion for this kind of thing. The latest elder book you can find online from last month, it came out. Chapter on child abuse. Paragraph 25 says that the elders need permission from the service committee, I think it's called, to be able to tell the congregation that there is a convicted child molester in the congregation, to tell the parents that there is one. They actually need permission from the head place to be able to warn people.
With the congregation, your service committee is just 3 members of your congregation.
I'm talking, well, the ones at the headquarters.
They receive direction on how to go about certain things, but
well, wouldn't you want to tell?
Mate, it's all open book.
No, actually, it's not. The elders' books shows it isn't, because the congregation cannot know unless the elders are given permission by the people that are in charge.
I'm not sure what you're reading, but
it's definitely
it wouldn't be accurate because it's not.
It's definitely. Have you seen the book?
No.
Are you an elder?
No, I'm not an elder.
How do you know it's not accurate?
Because it's not published.
Actually, it is. There are people who are part of the witnesses who actually have put online, because the Watchtower has actually taken Facebook to court to find out the names of the people who are leaking the information that's coming out. I mean, you can get all the letters to the elders. Did you get all the elders' books and that? You can get everything online.
Yeah.
And the Watchtower is actually suing the Facebook to get the names of the people who do it. It's a public knowledge. So yeah, if it's not true, then why would they bother doing that?
Mate, I don't look into all that sort of stuff.
Why not?
Because
Well, I mean,
Oh yeah.
one thing that scares me about this is how you're not allowed to look at people who've left, look at things that they say or do. You're not allowed to look at things that have nothing to do with the Jehovah's Witnesses. That's what scares me, because you're supposed to listen to the head guys in America about everything. I mean, there was a video in 2015 by one of the head guys calling people who have called the witnesses a pedophile paradise. He called them apostate-driven lies and dishonesties. He called people who have actually been sexually abused, who have left, who have been shunned. That's actually, apparently that's a big thing. Who have been shunned for reporting it to the police or bringing it out in the open. He calls them liars and dishonest. I mean,
what we try and do is direct people to the Bible, and that's what we try and do, right?
well, actually you don't, because
That's 100%.
your Bible said this is. I said I have an issue with all people who claim to be God's people. Is that your Bible actually was originally, one of the translators denied that he actually had a part of it. And what was it? Apparently another one who was actually quoted as being one of the translators actually was a spiritist. It's, with the age of the internet, it's amazing what you can find.
Propaganda there is. Yeah,
Sorry?
that's what it is. It's what propaganda there is.
But isn't what you do propaganda, you can only look at your side to get the facts, because it's not really unbiased.
We don't listen to apostates.
But you know what apostate is? The definition? No, the actual dictionary definition. It's anyone who's left a religion to join another one.
It's ones that are telling lies about it.
The dictionary definition, not the witness definition, the dictionary definition. Is anyone who leaves a religion or group for another one. So anyone who comes from another faith to go to the witnesses, I mean, you're full of apostates. That's what you're looking for if you're going to get people from other religions to join yours. That's the dictionary. I mean, that's the whole issue I have, is that as soon as someone says something that they're not agreed with, or that's not liked, they're automatically apostates.
No, that's not the case.
Well, people, that is the case.
We try to, as I said, we direct people to the Bible. We have a study with
your publications. You don't use the Bible, you use your publications, and then cherry pick things.
No, we have study aids.
I got an addition to make. I was one. So I know all about the witnesses. I left it out 15 years ago, and a couple of years ago I wanted to come back. The attitudes I copped because I questioned the governing body, just men, the fact that I had concerns, and I used to talk to these ladies up the Sunshine Coast. I saw them daily, and I'd chat to them, and I expressed my concerns. I had a guy come up and ordered me not to talk to him anymore, even though I expressed concerns, because I have got legitimate concerns. I mean, the elders book, there's people higher up in the organisation that are leaking things to us. the governing the Watchtower societies actually trying to use the law, which they ignored with that case in America, that the $2 billion paid out to not hand over a database. They actually, these things are leaked. And the guy who, when he spoke to me the way he did, and then on New Year's, a couple of years ago, there's this guy who was at a car, and he was the most vile human. He laughed and said he didn't care about child abuse. I have Asperger's syndrome. He laughed at that. He called me a bludger. And when I went to a cart the next day, the next couple of days, for the next several days, I'd ask, how do I report someone like that? I was ignored. They didn't care. So, and the whole cover-up of the child abuse. I mean, you look online, and it's not propaganda, because
it's so hard to follow or believe anything you read online.
There's the same can be said to that. If that's the only site that you really should be looking at in their eyes, isn't it? If it's the truth, why can't you look at other people's views, other people who've left? Why can't you look at what they say? If it's
Why would we?
We're not taught to just, well, as you know, you said you're a witness, we're not taught to just believe.
Yes, you
blindly.
are. You are taught to only listen to the governing body, to stay away from anything that's apostate. You are taught that.
We've even got a publication, it's called Mankind's Search for God.
I know that one. I've read it.
Which talks about, what does it talk about?
It doesn't matter though, because
Yes, it does.
no, you follow men.
Saying,
You actually follow men. The governing body's the be all and end all.
no, but you're saying this stuff.
I'm saying this
We've got a
stuff,
publication that actually talks about what other religions actually teach.
and yous are no different. I'm actually a Muslim now, because they actually look closer in attitude. The thing is that with the witnesses, I've looked at the transcripts of the ARC, that when they did the Jehovah's Witnesses, you can download the videos. And
You download anything you like on the internet.
this is the ARC, this is the government. Jeffrey Jackson was actually on camera. He was actually spoke at the ARC. You had elders. The document was from the Bethel that said 1006 were recorded. Not one was reported. 579 admitted it. They were not reported to the police. The congregation didn't know about it.
It's all propaganda, what you're saying.
But even though it's from your own organisation, with your own lawyers,
I haven't seen anything like that.
that's because you're not allowed to look at things that badmouth the witnesses. Think about it.
Well,
Look up.
you're bad man thinking.
I'm actually pointing out some very pertinent facts.
Well, it's not a fact. What you're saying isn't really true.
So you're saying that the ARC is a big propaganda thing?
I haven't read anything that. What you're telling me is just what you're telling
The
me.
Australian Royal Commission for Institutionalised Abuse, 2015, case number 49, I believe it is.
You can rattle
Why
that
don't you look
stuff
at it?
off. You can
What-
rattle that stuff off.
Why won't you
Doesn't
look at
mean anything to me because I haven't seen anything. I haven't seen any evidence to support what you're saying.
Well, that's because child abuse, they don't do it when there's other people around. Two witness rule, you know about two witness rule? Do you know about that?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Are you an elder?
In relation to
Pardon? No. You don't know about two witness rule?
I don't know what you're referring to.
Where any crime done has to have two witnesses. Any crimes against children,
Sorry.
that's all good.
Excuse me, Josh.
Need two witnesses to actually say that it's a fact. You're laughing at what, the two witness rule?
No, he's laughing at me.
Oh.
Pulled up to listen.
You've come up.
I'm just talking about the whole child abuse cover-up with the witnesses.
Hey?
The child abuse cover-up with the witnesses?
You're talking about the silent lambs?
No, child abuse.
Silent lambs.
Silent lambs, that's it, yes.
Yeah,
Thank
see,
you.
I'm aware of it.
Yeah, silent lambs, yes.
Yeah.
The former elder in America who set it up, when he saw a child molester get support from the congregation and not the victim.
Yeah.
Yeah, he ended up leaving. Barbara Anderson, she was a researcher at Bethel, Royal Headquarters. She left when she saw the cover up. She was actually disfellowshipped because she went on media, she went on some show to talk about it. The thing is that...
And the funny business happened in Bethel.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I know all those stories too. 1875, started by Charles Page Russell. Where's he buried?
Yeah, he's got that pyramid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in a Freemason cemetery with a big pyramid beside it.
Yeah.
The pyramid's about 7 or 8 foot high. It's even got a capstone on it.
Judge Rutherford, turned out he was a drunk and a bully.
Yeah, he was during the Depression. He used to get around the V16 Cadillac. He had 2 of them. He used to drink 4 miles to the gallon. Everybody else was poor.
Yeah. This is, I mean, the thing is,
and then they built that big place in
Bessaroom, I think it's called. Yep. For the ones who were supposed to come back.
So these blokes aren't allowed to know all those stories.
Yeah, or they choose to ignore it.
Yeah.
I mean, because it's out there. I mean, because I tried to talk about the IRC, Extreme Law Commission. Not interested.
No.
I mean, even though...
Do you videoing it all?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I've actually got I'm what's known as a cart crasher.
Yeah. You will see when you're videoing, if there's or recording, if there's one or more, you're supposed to declare it. But you've got out and over inside.
Yeah. Well, the thing is I found that there tend to be more honest. They don't know.
Yeah.
I videoed this guy last year. He was at the beginning of last year, or the year before. He was the most abusive scumbag at a cart. He laughed at disabilities. He laughed at child abuse.
Yeah.
Called me a bludger. It's got like, between me and another channel, it's got like 7,000 views.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's the thing. And I've been, every time they see me now, I live in Deception Bay, they run off.
Yeah.
I used to be in the Deception Bay congregation. And the thing is, with the apostates, so-called apostates, I mean, that's just the way to badmouth people who think differently, who've left. People are shunned. The things you hear about people being shunned is unbelievable. And a lot of victims have to stay in so they don't lose family and friends. That's shocking.
Really?
See?
And so they're military because they're both wearing ties.
Yeah, 'cause I used to be one. I was only one for a year.
Yeah.
But...
And they're quasi-Christians because they hang on to the surname.
Yeah, it's... I mean, it's...
And they use the titles Mister. The military.
Hey, apparently they actually were part of the UN.
Yeah, I've got that document at home.
Ah, so you also... Yeah, have you seen the latest Elders book, Shepherd of the Flock?
Hey?
The latest Shepherd of the Flock book.
No.
Yeah, it came out last month in chapter 25, paragraph 25, the child abuse part. It actually says that elders cannot tell the congregation that there's a child abuser in the congregation unless they get ordered, go ahead from Bethel.
They've got a new elders book out. In the previous one, page 163, I think it was, from memory, was all about child abuse, and it was blank pages where they wrote their own notes on, so it wasn't actually published.
Well,
you're recording this too?
Hey?
No,
mate,
no.
always.
Yeah.
No, it's I mean, I'm known to decide where or can they go after a while they get to know me.
Yeah, I got a copy of that letter from the UN at home.
Yeah, I mean, but they're not allowed to look at this kind of stuff.
No.
And the attitude. And they refuse to. If it's the truth, what are you scared of? Why not look at other stuff if it's the truth? What are you scared of finding out?
I look at how our congregation is.
But child abuse...
They are loving people.
Not loving.
You know,
They're only loving if you're a part of it. They're only loving you.
You're just
He's been in there for 12 months.
I was there, and I was associated for years before I went in. And it's not. Child abuse is not out in the open. Okay? Your own documents. The RC, and you've got your own lawyers at the RC. You've got elders who were actually part of the 2 cases that we used. Okay? Elders. Jeffrey Jackson
What
was
I'm
by,
saying is, all you're saying is all propaganda.
even from Jeffrey Jackson?
Propaganda. Okay, what sort of proof would you like?
Yeah. What sort of proof?
I haven't seen any proof.
No, what sort of
Anything.
proof would you like? He's asking.
But if I brought some proof here, you'd look the other way because it's not one of your publications.
It's
I
apostate.
wouldn't look at apostate.
See, that's
Why would I do that?
because it's not
What
apostate.
about a court case?
As I said,
Yeah, how about a court case? Yeah.
As I
Would
said,
you look at a transcription from a court case?
you can look at all that propaganda that you want.
So,
No, I'm talking about actual transcription
Yeah.
from a court case.
yeah.
All you do is just go to the Supreme Court library, you can get online and you look up the court case and you get the transcript there.
Well, you got Candace Conti. I mean, they knew that she was being left with a go on field service with a convicted pedophile.
Yeah.
She ended up with a $28 million settlement. You guys managed to knock it down to $3 million.
Yeah.
You know, you've got the guy, can't remember his name, Lopez, I think. He was the one who, the court case, they found out about the database.
Yeah.
Which the witnesses paid $4,000 a day to not hand over, even though it was
I
supreme,
remember that one.
yeah, in sanctions,
Yeah,
because
they wouldn't hand the documents over, so they were fined $4,000 US a day.
yeah, for about 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. And all this is, see, but you don't want to look at because it's not from the governing body. So,
Well, I know I have the truth.
no, you believe you have the
know.
truth.
Well,
If you know,
you're trying to tell me what I believe.
well, if
I'm
you know,
saying- no, no,
well,
no,
if
no,
you know it's
stop.
the truth, if you
Just
know it's the
stop.
truth,
Stop talking.
why won't you look at something else?
Well, we don't look at apostate literature. I don't
See,
need
that's
to.
the thing. That's the excuse. How do you know it's apostate?
Because I look at, I believe that
You-
what we believe, right, is following Jesus' footsteps closely.
How?
Well, we actually follow what Jesus has told us to do. Show love to them.
But you
You
don't.
know, well,
Do you know us?
I'm talking about the congregation. When someone wants to come back in after they've left, where do they sit?
They sit at, usually they'll sit at the back of the hall.
Right. Where's the love?
It's not, that's not the reason why they sit there. It's
Yes.
like they sit at the back of the hall, and once they get reinstated, so you have to show that they actually are repentant and choosing to come back.
But where's the love? You only love what people who are inside who are actually
if
part
somebody
of it.
does something wrong, you were talking earlier about, the Catholic Church and what's happening with Pell and so forth. Right? That's
my
what.
pal George.
Yeah.
That's where it all started. Right? And you're saying, they're defending what he did and everything else. If someone does something wrong as a Jehovah's Witness, they are disciplined.
Two witness rule. You know about two witness rule. How come untrained people are supposed to conduct criminal investigations? I mean, what makes
You're doing video.
what makes
They
a
don't.
really so when someone goes to the elders and say this person's abused me, and you talk to the person who's been abused.
Okay, well I'll correct you there right there. Person, don't use the term person, because God's no respecter of persons. We've got 15 scriptures in the Bible. For a man and woman and people. A person is a piece of paper. Don't take my word for it, look it up. There's about 15 scriptures about God's no respecter of persons.
I like to use the term person because a person's neutral to me.
No, it's not. It's a piece of paper. That's
Well,
what it's
how
there
about
for.
you use the term you want?
Hey?
You use the term you want, I'll use the term I want.
Okay, well, I'll use the proper legal and lawful term, and you can use one of their terms.
As far as I know, it's not one of their terms.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Anyway, as I was saying, they talk to the
Can you do
person.
me a favour and blank my pixel my face out and publish
Yeah,
this stuff?
yeah. I got no problem with that.
I wouldn't want to be on
Hey?
that side.
What's that?
I wouldn't really want to be on that either because it's propaganda.
Isn't it funny how?
Well, you've given you a chance to defend yourself, and you say truth.
But you won't look at anything else.
Yeah, but
Oh, sorry.
Pontius
That's
Pilate
all
asked
good.
Jesus what is truth.
I am.
What was the answer?
Yeah, I'm giving them a hard time
Pontius
about their
Pilate
child
asked
abuse
Jesus what is
cover-ups.
truth. What was the answer?
What's that, sorry?
Pontius Pilate asked Jesus what is
People
truth.
said, what is true?
What is truth?
But the governing body, they're the ones that be all and end all.
You got a bit more research to do.
I've been doing it for a few years, and I'm a member of a few groups. You know JW Facts?
No.
They're a good site. There's also, I can't remember the name of it, but there's a lot of things that are leaked. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
The flop book, that's it. So we were talking about that.
You can get the current elders book online too.
Yeah, I've got it. Came out last month. It came out because I'm like, no, if it's so open, why is the elders book hidden? Now, why can't anyone just look at it? You know, what's to hide? And I was actually talking about the
Did you ever look at the Second World War when I'm trying to think of the bloke who was in charge of Germany, looked after it, he used to play handball with Himmler and blokes like that, and he'd tell them where their meetings were and who all the people were, so they go around and round them up.
Actually, Judge Rutherford, he actually wrote a letter to Hitler supporting him with the way he treated the Jews. And then there was the case in the 40s with the society lawyer.
You're looking that up, are you?
No, they're not going to look at anything that is not propaganda.
No, they won't.
No.
When I do research, I look at everybody's book.
Yeah, and that's what I do. I mean, how can you tell if something's the truth?
If you want to know about alcohol, get onto the Queensland Temperance League. They know everything about alcohol. Know the way an enemy.
Well, the thing is, I mean, how can they...
For backup.
Hey? No, we just back up.
Yeah, that's what they usually do after a while because they don't like people knowing about how they cover up child abuse.
It's good when they stand silent because that's tacit consent.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yep, silence is tacit consent and or acquiescence and or agreement by default.
I don't even know what half of those words that you just said, mate, to be honest.
The thing is that the two witnesses, I mean, how are two people who are not police able to determine? Yeah. I mean, I came last week and I saw them and I didn't have my phone. It's like, oh no. So I came this week in the hope that I'd come across them.
Yeah, no worries.
Bloody hell, I'm going to pack up too. Have fun. Don't forget to pixel me out.
Yeah, I won't forget that. I mean, they tend to scuttle off after a little bit.
I'm listening.
But you listen to my propaganda while packing up yours.
Okay, see you next week.
And that's what's interesting, is you'll only look at your stuff, but not anything else. So, who's the propaganda? The Bible truth. That's only what the Jehovah's Witnesses say, because Jesus didn't shun. Jesus didn't treat women as second-class citizens. Sorry?
Jesus didn't listen to the Pharisees.
But you guys are the Pharisees. That's just it. You're the guys that he did not like, because you followed men. Claim to follow God, but you follow men. The governing body are the be-all and end-all to you guys. If they say something is, it is. You won't look at things that public knowledge, because they're Jehovah's Witnesses. It's got nothing to do with belief. It's got to do with the cover-up of sexual abuse. Well,
Have a good day, bud.
and what are you going to do? What? So you're fine with child abuse being covered up?
No, I'm not fine with that.
Then why are you giving me a hard time? Because that's what the group does. They cover up child sexual abuse.
Mate, everybody is going to hang by their own feet.
Yeah, but at least this way we can stop people.
What you do, what they do.
So then why give me a hard time for doing what I do?
What do you do?
I educate people about the cover-up of the cult of child sexual abuse, how they treat sexual abuse victims.
Let God handle that.
That's what they say. And more child sexual assault victims are...
Everybody hangs by their own feet. You understand that? You know, in the slaughterhouse, every lamb hangs by their own feet. So you do what you do.
Yes,
you
that's
let
what I
them
do.
What they do.
And this is what I do.
What do you do?
I confront them about their policies. I record it. I put it online so people are warned about the attitudes they have, and hopefully they'll stay away from it. To give the child sexual abuse victims knowledge that there are people out there that stand up for them as well. That's what I do.
Mate.